There's a stage after emotional burnout that almost no one talks about. It's not the collapse. It's not the breakdown. It's not even the moment when everything falls apart. Those moments get attention. They're dramatic. They're visible. They feel like something is happening. But the stage I'm talking about is different. It's what comes after. After the arguments in your head finally quiet down. After the adrenaline that kept you running on empty begins to fade. After the surge of emotion has already passed through you, leaving something different in its wake. Most people expect healing to feel dramatic. They expect a breakthrough, a victory, a powerful decision to change everything overnight, like flipping a switch. But that isn't what it feels like. After emotional burnout, healing feels much quieter than that. It feels like standing still after running for miles without realizing you were exhausted in the first place. At first, you don't even notice the shift. There's no announcement, no fanfare, no clear moment when you can say, "This is where it ended." You just realize one ordinary day, maybe while making coffee, maybe while sitting in silence, that your shoulders aren't as tense as they used to be. Your breathing isn't as shallow. Your thoughts aren't racing toward escape, searching for somewhere else to be. The tightness in your chest has loosened, and you didn't even notice when it happened. The storm already happened. The water rose. It pulled at everything you were desperately trying to hold together. Your identity, your sense of control, your belief that you could manage it all. And then, slowly, without asking for permission, it moved through you. Now you're not standing in the middle of the current anymore, bracing yourself for the next impact. You're on the shore, and that changes everything. That's when something subtle begins to happen inside you. The questions that once demanded answers, immediate, urgent, relentless answers. Why did this happen? Why wasn't I enough? Why did I fail? What's wrong with me? How could I let this happen? They don't disappear. They may never fully disappear, but they lose their urgency. They soften. They become background noise instead of a command. And that shift, that quiet softening, can feel deeply unfamiliar, sometimes even suspicious. You might catch yourself wondering, have I become numb? Have I stopped caring? Have I lost my edge, my drive, my fire? You might worry that this calm means you're giving up. But that's not numbness, that's integration. What passed through you didn't destroy you. It reshaped you. Think about what didn't survive the crossing. Certain expectations you held about how life should look. Certain versions of yourself that you performed for the world. Certain futures you once rehearsed in your mind, playing out scenarios that will never happen now. They dissolved. They washed away. They couldn't withstand the weight of what you carried. But you remained. You are still here, and that matters more than you realize. But here's the part no one prepares you for. And what remains after burnout is not weakness. It's clarity. You begin to understand, perhaps for the first time, how much energy you were spending. Energy trying to control outcomes that were never fully yours to control. Energy trying to manage how others perceived you. Energy trying to outrun your own limits. You see how long you stayed tense, coiled like a spring, waiting for the next thing to go wrong, bracing for impact. You recognize the immense pressure you placed on yourself day after day, year after year, to perform, to succeed, to prove, to hold everything together, to never drop the ball, to never show weakness, to never let anyone see that underneath it all, you were barely holding on. And when that pressure finally breaks, not in a dramatic explosion, but in a slow, quiet release, what's left is not emptiness. What's left is space. Space to breathe without performing. Space to move without forcing. Space to exist without constantly measuring your worth against some invisible standard. This stage doesn't look impressive from the outside. There's no dramatic comeback story yet, no visible triumph, no applause. No one hands you a medal for learning how to rest. But internally, something significant is happening. You're rebuilding, not the old version of yourself, the one driven by urgency and fear, the one who confused exhaustion with ambition, the one who wore burnout like a badge of honor. No, you're building a steadier version, one that understands limits are not failures, one that respects energy as a finite resource, one that no longer mistakes depletion for dedication. After emotional burnout, success begins to look different. It becomes quieter, more intentional, less reactive. You stop chasing noise. You stop performing for an audience that wasn't even paying attention. You stop arguing with the past in your head, replaying old conversations, trying to change outcomes that have already hardened into memory. You realize that survival itself required strength, that endurance is not weakness, it is power, that remaining present after disappointment, after loss, after failure, showing up anyway, even quietly, is its own kind of victory. This is the stage where discipline returns, but not discipline as punishment, not discipline as proving your worth through suffering. Discipline as alignment. You wake up and move forward, not because you're desperate to prove something to the world, but because you choose to. You work, not to escape yourself, but to build something sustainable, something that can last without consuming you. You speak less, you observe more, you react slower, and that calm is not passivity, it's control, not control over outcomes. You've finally learned you can't control those, but control over yourself, your responses, your energy, your attention. The water passed, it came, it rose, it reshaped everything it touched, but it did not carry you away. You are still here, not unchanged, not untouched, not the same person who entered that storm, but steadier. There's a kind of strength that only appears after the surge has moved through you. A strength that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need to prove anything. It doesn't demand recognition. It simply remains. And maybe that's what rebuilding actually is. Not a loud transformation. Not a dramatic reinvention. Not a phoenix rising with fireworks and fanfare. Just a quiet decision to move forward, without dragging the entire storm behind you, to carry only what serves you, to release what was never yours to hold, to let the rest settle into the past where it belongs. After emotional burnout, who you become is not smaller. You become clearer. You become intentional. You become selective about where you invest your energy, who you allow into your inner world, what you say yes to, and what you finally have the courage to refuse. You stop trying to outrun your limits. You work with them. You respect them. You understand that your limits are not barriers keeping you from life. They are boundaries that make life possible. And in that stillness, that hard-won, earned, deeply honest stillness, something simple becomes obvious. Nothing was missing. You were just moving through something, a chapter, a season, a storm, and now that it has passed, what remains is you, present, enough.